All right. Well, here we are. We're not live though. I don't think, Ron.
Or are we? Are we?
Really? I'll be a son of a bitch.
Wow. Well, okay. Thanks.
Thank you, our special guest this morning. We are now live on YouTube, according to my iPhone.
Our tech support.
Yeah,
Our support services.
we got to talk about this again. What time is it, Ronnie? 7:21. So we're just about 2 minutes late. I didn't want to do math this morning.
We're 39 minutes earlier than last week.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Maybe we should go 39 minutes longer on the other side. Okay, so first of all, when you don't see us come on right at 7 o'clock, you can assume we screwed something up.
Yeah.
And this week, one of our very favorite people and viewers is Sasha. And Sasha cannot start her Sunday morning without us, Ronnie.
Well, and neither can I.
Okay, good. Good
Yeah.
to know. So when we're not live at 7 o'clock, today we got a call from them.
We
Like,
get a message.
what the hell's going on? What's wrong now?
Yep.
We're doing something this week that is completely different from what we've been doing before because we're not even going through
YouTube.
right.
Which
And-
we didn't know.
No.
Who knew?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, it's really nice to have you here. I'm Lou Gallagher.
Corvette Ronnie.
Yeah. And we're in church. Welcome to Mass, Sunday morning Mass. You may all be seated. We'll have some. Oh, I can see my shirt underneath is showing up again.
Oh.
Yeah, people enjoy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, I know the shirt doesn't match. We're glad to have you here, and we're glad to be over these technical issues now.
Shoot.
You know what? I can't see live chat though. That's the thing.
Oh. Wait a
Yeah.
minute. Can I?
Yeah, I think you can.
I think I got it.
All right,
Oh,
I'll
that's
just have to
right.
watch yours.
Yeah. I'll be
Actually, you know what? I could.
I'll be the chat master.
Okay, that sounds like a deal. This morning, before we get to too much, I wanted to get right to the Fen treasure. And Ronnie, I know you follow the shows as I do in the comments,
Yep.
and many of the people that do Fen shows are friends of ours.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
And
have been.
through different all sorts of different shows.
Absolutely.
A lot of the people that follow Fen follow them on a dozen different channels.
Mhm.
So if you go to any particular Fen channel, you're likely to run into somebody that's in the room right now.
Yeah, and we're very thankful for that. Don't get me wrong.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And to those of you who are new, let's say good morning to Randy Brazil this morning,
Oh.
Napa Randy,
Oh.
and also to Matt McGrew, who's watching our show live this
Holy
morning.
cow.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I don't know about Tisha, more than likely.
Nice.
So hi to you guys, and I can't see who's in the chat room. Morning to Jason. Morning to
Jason Hooley is here.
Yeah.
Evelyn Curry.
Here's what I wanted to say about what's going on right now. I think, like many of you, I am really upset with the direction that this treasure has gone. Before I cut to the heart of the matter, let me just say that Ronnie and I, we found a story a couple of years back on the Fen treasure. And we were fascinated by it, and we brought it up on our show, and it immediately took off. And honestly was a big part of why we had a successful show in 2019. We never, ever tried to do anything more than bring you information that was brought to us and offer it up as a possible solution or somebody's solution, whatever the case may be. We brought you the one from the Australian guy, who
Right.
actually is from Tasmania. And that was the first show that we did that really blew up. And as far as I know, I think the last time I looked, it had over 30,000 views.
Right.
Okay, so a lot of people have seen that. We didn't come right out and say this is the solve and the treasure's not there and it's been hidden. But here's my point in a long roundabout way. Ronnie and I started a PayPal Me account because we were trying to raise money to go visit Mr. Fen in Santa Fe. We never try to sell anything Forrest Fenn or capitalize on the Forrest Fenn name.
No.
And right now, there's something going on that I think people should be aware of. I know that Sasha and Jason certainly are in their fan base, but there is another channel, which I don't think there's any reason for us to mention. Do you know the one I'm speaking of?
I'm sure I do.
I think you do.
I'm sure I know which one you're talking about.
Who has uh, taken upon themselves to market the Fenn name, and they're marketing it in a board game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and last I saw, it was auctioned off on, um, I think it was eBay, for about $547 for just one game. Oh, and a coin.
Okay.
And on chat, if you want to correct me as I'm going about this, I'm okay with that. If you want to add to what we're saying, that's fine too. Um, Sasha recently posted an email that she was CC'd on. She wasn't part of the original one, but Mr. Fenn, when he sent a response back to this group, he CC'd Sasha on it because he wanted her to know how he felt. And the way that he felt was he never wanted this to be commercialized.
Right.
And inasmuch as I can understand what he's saying, in a free market society, in a capitalistic society, you're going to have people that take advantage of situations to try to make a buck.
So if it's something that you have not copyrighted, which he hasn't copyrighted the thrill of I mean the book,
Intellectual property, IP.
right? So he's not copyrighted it. So guess what? Anybody who wants to make a dollar who has no other interest in the chase itself can make money off of it,
But shouldn't.
but should not. I don't agree with that part. Um, I'm okay with, hey, if you're promoting your own channel and you're selling items, if we were to sell, once we get our
Merch.
merchandise in and we start selling our, you know, Lou and Ronnie hoodies or whatever the case may be, that's cool. You're promoting your own channel.
Right.
But if you're taking somebody else's
Intellectual
intellectual
property.
property and you're kind of rebranding it a little bit and making it your own and selling that, I'm not so sure that that's copacetic. I
Mhm.
mean, it's obviously it's legal, but there's something about it that just leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
It certainly does with me as well.
Yeah.
Uh, and I'm not trying to take the holier than thou approach here, but I am saying that's something that we would never do. That would be like saying, okay, here's what we're going to do. We do some stuff on the Forrest Fenn Treasure, so let's do a T-shirt with Forrest Fenn and his name on it
Right.
and sell it to everybody so that we can make money.
Well, and the other thing, I mean, now it would be different, let's say, if Forrest had, and I don't know that he does, but let's say that he made a challenge coin.
Okay.
Forrest Moore made a challenge coin, and then he took a bunch of them to Fenbury and he handed them out.
Mhm.
Now, if people wanted to sell those on eBay, you know what? I'm kind of okay with it. It's the same thing with sports memorabilia. If you go to a game and a player hands you his shoe, most people would probably keep it, but some people would say, "Oh, I'm putting that on eBay and I'm going to sell it for $200." Once it's handed to you, it's yours to do with what you please.
Mhm.
But something that you are taking somebody's likeness, maybe, or the name of one of their books, or even just putting the chase on it, or I don't know. It's a slippery slope for sure. And by and large, I think if Forrest Fenn is saying that he's not a fan of it, then I think that's where it has to stop.
Could agree more, Ronnie. Could not agree more. Um, so that's how we stand on that situation. There's nothing that we're going to do about it.
No,
I'm sure that Mr. Fenn, if he wished, could call up his lawyer buddy
right.
and
You could give there'd be a
cease and desist. Right.
in
That's
about
yeah.
in overnight there would be a cease and desist.
if you wish to do that. But I don't believe that that's the type of
I
person
don't
that
think
he
he'd go
is.
that route.
No.
Yeah,
God bless him.
yeah,
So what we're saying is there's nothing we can do about it. But if you want to know where we stand, that's it right there. Okay. We don't BS on this show. We tell you exactly how we feel. That brings us to our next point. One of the other channels has recently gone privatized.
oh
You aware of that?
no,
God dang it, Ronnie. What have you been
wow,
doing all week?
yeah,
Um, and you know, that's fine and dandy. You know, we told you how we stand on the Fenn situation about monopolizing, pardon the pun, on his name. This is slightly the same but different. And you know, it's their show. They can do what they want. I
right.
found it funny when I watched their show that said, and I'm going to just give you the Reader's Digest version of this. They said, you know, all that stuff we've been talking about for the last 2 years about where the treasure is and where we
Oh,
think it is.
I saw that episode.
Yeah, forget all about that. And all of the people that we told were wrong, all of
Right.
the people that we banned, all of those people, hey, sorry, we were just kidding.
Well, and they didn't just tell people they were wrong; they were chiding them in their chat.
Yeah,
They were kind of saying how crazy and stupid they were
right,
for,
exactly. So,
but and, you know,
but again, that's their right. And you, as a consumer, can decide whether or not you want to participate and spend your hard earned money. Now, look, we're not reinventing the wheel here on our show, much as like some of the other shows do, um, namely Jason and Sasha and Sean. They come up with interesting topics all the time that make you think. And what I'm saying is, there are some great shows out there where you can get the information that you'd like to receive and you don't have to pay for it.
right.
Take a stance,
I mean, so especially people that have been boots on the ground in the
right?
past,
Mm-hmm.
man, that is a valuable source of information. Nothing of which you're going to get here like that.
No, not really.
All we do is, you know what? I try to get to as many Fen channels as I can and articles and forums.
And you can see we do that. I just brought you 2 topics.
And I farm as much information as I can and try to weed out stuff that's like not that interesting, but still try to give some Fen content. And it really dries up. It really dries up once the weather turns crappy
Yeah,
and people aren't out there searching.
yeah,
So that's when our Fen content dries up also.
yeah, for sure. And you know, there's a solve right now that we know about, uh, and it is unlike any other solve you've ever heard of or seen. And so for the last, I don't know, 2 months or so, we've been talking to this person, and he or she really wants us to do their solve, but we're not sure how y'all would take it.
Yeah.
We're not sure you'd actually take it seriously. I can't go into detail.
I will tell you this though, the person put a lot of work and a lot of thought into it.
True, true that.
Um, he's not boots on the ground. He's a researcher, but he has, uh, I mean, hundreds, maybe thousands of hours into this solve, and it's completely different than any solve you're ever going to see.
And we're on the fence about whether we're going to bring that to you or not.
Yeah.
Um, I know that it would garner some views, but I'll be honest with you, that's not entirely the reason we do these.
No.
Not entirely. Somebody said to me the other day, I thought this was really funny. Well, and you know, I was at a cigar shop yesterday smoking a big old honking cigar with a buddy of mine who's a radio friend. And we were talking about this too. Um, how can I approach this? You gotta understand that people are gonna do what they're gonna do, uh, and and there's no way to change that. Where was I going? I'm sorry, I got distracted. What were we talking about?
The solve.
People say to me, you only do that YouTube thing, and this is what I was talking about Pat with. You only do that YouTube thing to get views.
Hello? Is this thing on?
Thank you, Captain Obvious. Yeah, we do this to get views. But, it's essentially what we would love to do is get to a point where we have enough views that we can monetize and perhaps make a little bit of money
Right.
to, repay us for the amount of time that we put into this. That same person that said, you only do it for the views. I said, do you realize we have 475 episodes of our show?
Right.
It's not some flash in the pan.
Well, you know what? I would have turned it around on him because he's a radio host.
Mhm.
He only does it for the listens.
Right. That's what he said. It's the same thing. That's what radio is about. And some people go, well, as sure as self-serving, you seem a little egomaniacal.
Wow.
You know what I think of it? And this is what Pat, my buddy, and I were talking about. It's a creative outlet.
Right.
Ronnie and I have played in a band for 40 plus years. And so we've always been up on stage and in the entertainment business, if you will, playing weddings and dances and parties and God knows, bars. And so that was a creative outlet for us for a long time. But as we garnered more years, we began to go in separate ways and have separate lives and such. And we do still get together, and we call it rehearsal,
Right.
but we just jam for 4 or 5 hours.
Yep.
So we've always kind of been in the limelight. And several years back, I had this idea that Ronnie and I should do a show. I've worked with many professionals over the years in various stages of their career. And I always thought that a great combination would be Ronnie and I, because of the funny things that we talk about. And so I dreamed that we would do this show. And now here we are, 475 episodes in, and we still haven't made a dime, Ronnie.
Right. Well, and then funny you should mention this.
Okay.
Jason Dent just put in here, from what I've learned, and he knows a lot. Inexperienced, you'll never make enough to get your time and effort back for monetization. At least we haven't. So there is that.
Well, you know what? You always talk about our business model.
Worst business model
Ever.
ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, you know what, Ronnie? Let's just shut this down now.
Yeah, we're out.
If we're never
Bye,
going to
all.
make a money, I mean, Jason says so, and it's on the internet, so it has to be true.
You know what? I'll tell you, and this kind of goes back to a show that we did. If you think you'll fail at something, you're going to fail.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
And, that's not to say we haven't fallen on our faces several times.
Oh, yeah.
And
Almost every
Sunday morning.
Sunday. Yeah. For the past
we're going to
month.
start calling it Men and Sasha Are So Smart. Jason, I don't mean to leave you out, but my name's not in there either.
Well, he's a man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Men and Sasha Are So Smart. Or how about 2 out of 3 men and Sasha are so smart? No, 1 out of 3. This math is killing me on Sunday mornings. Please be seated. Oh, we already did
Yes,
that. Okay,
yeah.
never mind. All right, Ronnie, enough about that. Let's talk about what we're going to do in our Mantasy. Oh, by the way, I have a new television show coming out. It'll be on for the fall. It's on ABC.
It's on the Ocho.
It's on the Ocho. I remember you explained that joke to me. It's called Fantasy Island. So watch for it.
It should be good.
But I'm not capitalizing. Fantasy Island. It's going to be about this old man and a short guy. And celebrities come visit him and get into shenanigans. All right. Ronnie, Fantasy is on our show called Mantasy Draft Picks. And we do this each week where, much like a sports fantasy would be,
Right.
we
Your fantasy football.
right.
Right.
And instead of football, we pick out a topic. Like, for instance, one of the ones that was really popular with our viewers was gas station snack food.
Yes.
Okay,
Which I won, by the way.
you did,
Yeah.
and no doubt. You know, in my opinion, you won with the big Slim Jim.
Yes.
I thought you pulled it off with the Slim Jim. The people that I've talked to about this, they go, Slim Jim? Who buys a Slim Jim?
Oh man.
Everybody.
Get into a Slim Jim.
I had one on Friday on my last day of work on the way home. I had a Slim Jim to celebrate the weekend. So, excuse me, that was one of the topics that we did. And this week, I think this could be really fun. And I'm not seeing the live chat this week. I wonder, is there any way I can get that up in another screen and not have to look at this?
You could probably open.
What if I did that?
You could probably open it now. Yeah.
Okay,
That's it right there, isn't it?
live stream,
Yeah.
top chat.
There
Okay, there we
Yeah,
go.
You're on. Just scroll down a little bit.
Oh, I see. Okay, there
Yeah,
we go.
there you go. You're on.
Can I move this over here like this? Yeah.
Check. Roger that.
What was that comment? The plane. Our viewers are so funny. There's nothing worse than a weak stream for a man.
Boy,
You're telling me?
yeah. At this point, when you're 62,
Yeah,
you can't really call it a stream. It's
No.
more like gravity feed.
yeah,
Yeah. So
I think so. Well, I didn't expect the show to take that turn.
yeah, we went there.
We did.
We went right there.
Okay, so back to what we were talking about, which is this week's Fantasy draft picks.
Okay.
I know you've been waiting for this. Today, smells.
Ooh.
Okay. Smells.
Ooh,
Now, you
yeah.
could take that in a couple of different directions.
Yes.
Are you talking about good smells? Are you talking about bad smells? We're not going to limit it. Okay? So if you'd like to get in right now, why am I talking so loud?
Yeah.
If you,
They're just right there.
I know, you're right here.
Yeah.
If you'd like to get your votes in right now to try to sway us, we'll do it in a few minutes. Ronnie, I have to tell you that honestly, I have the one that's going to win it for me this week. I'm certain.
I don't even know if this is going to be. I right off the top of my head, I came up with a smell right off that I love, and it may not be wildly popular, but it's one of my favorite smells.
Okay, I agree with you. The one that I have, I hope it's not the same. In fact, now I know I've got to win the rock, paper, scissors,
To get the first choice.
and I have to. I wasn't going to pick that one in the first round.
Oh.
I was going to save it, but now since you're saying that, I think I'm going to have to go with it if I go first.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right.
Best smell ever. Whenever I am in the world, wherever I am in the world, wood burning stove in the fall or winter.
Ooh, that's good.
Oh yeah, with
That's
a
good.
football game on,
Man.
and you know, in the morning, the 10 o'clock games on the West Coast, cup of coffee, watching football. That's what we should be doing. What are we doing here? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Smelts, JC, I love smelts. JT, I'm sorry. The smell of whiskey mash from the distillery. Rationalistic.
Well, I can tell you a very strong, unpleasant smell.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's not good. So that's not
Did you
gonna
not
make.
shower? You worked all day
I
yesterday.
did. I worked all day yesterday,
What?
and I came home, went to bed, basically.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Nothing beats bacon or you're dead on the inside. Okay, that may be on the list. We'll be doing that in just a couple
I
of minutes.
definitely have something to beat bacon.
You do?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
bacon is one of mine, so I know I won't be taking it in the first round now because you wouldn't have said it.
Yeah.
All right. See, this is a lot of strategy.
There's a lot of.
We haven't mentioned this. The way that the draft picks work, Ronnie, is the person that wins the rock, paper, scissors. And we do that every week.
Right.
We don't do, well, you won last week, so you go first. No.
Right.
You got to start from scratch each time. So the winner picks first and takes one.
One pick.
But the next person gets to pick two in a
Right.
row.
Yep.
So it's very, very crucial. Uh-oh.
Puppy breath. Oh.
Oh, damn you, Hooli.
Hooli.
That was my secret weapon.
That's a good one.
Oh,
that is
my
a good
God.
I have something that's universally, it's accepted and loved across the world.
Okay.
So.
All right.
So
Well,
I really feel like I have to pick number one.
Ronnie, do you have your Facebook up?
No.
Oh, crap.
I can get it though. Real
Because
quick.
I wanted to talk about one of our shows for this week. Or you know what? We could, we could talk about it from today. One of the shows that we're going to do is the best album covers ever of all time. If we do it now,
Oh,
we
that's
can't show pictures.
right. Right.
So maybe we shouldn't,
Oh,
huh?
no, let's make it a show.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
done deal.
Yeah.
Done deal. If you haven't already done so, this is not a test. Yeah. If you haven't already done so, make sure you check out our shows during the week. We're on Tuesdays at 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. on the East Coast, and Thursday at same times, Tuesday and Thursday, and then our live show is this show on Sunday morning. Um, yeah, Rick. We'll hold off on that because I want to be able to show the pictures
Yeah.
on the album covers.
Yeah.
That would be like doing a music game and not playing a song.
Correct.
You know, here's another thing I wanted to talk about. This show is all about whatever we want to talk about, not just fan, not just music or whatever. It's about, just about anything. One of the things is that we posted on our Facebook page, which is at Men Are So Smart, the other day, we posted a meme and it garnered over 55,000 views.
And almost as many shares.
Shares, yeah.
Yeah.
That was incredible. Pine trees, yeah, good one. Dudes don't like baby smell. No, I love baby smell. The smell of a baby's hair after washing it with Johnson's baby shampoo.
No tears.
No tears, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I just smelled my grandson's head last night. He had it as he got out of the bath. So join us on our
You're
Facebook
welcome to
page.
smell mine. It doesn't smell like baby tears, though.
You know, I'm going to pass. I'm good. I'm good. Let's see. We what?
Oh, I'm sorry. I misread that. Because now I'm just thinking of another smell that I really love, but it's very similar to my first one, so that's all right.
Okay.
Keep going.
All right. So check out our Facebook page as well. Also, our website is actually pretty fun. And each week that we do a Mantasy draft pick, we put those up on our website so that you can vote for Ronnie or Lou.
Usually Ronnie.
Usually Lou. It's about even, I think. You might have one more win than I. Talk about what you're going to talk about today and write it down. Yeah, I should, huh? That would be a good idea.
That would be refreshing. A script?
But that doesn't work for me.
We talked about this in pre-production.
Yeah. What do we have pre-production?
Yeah, not so much.
No,
we don't really do that.
All right, so check out our website. There's pictures. There's a fan page. Videos are there. Our blogs are there. Another interesting viewer survey that you can take. And Ron equals Paul to Tool. Lou equals Penn Gillette. Both? Oh, you guys are killing me this morning. Yeah, so check out the website. It's menaresosmart.com. All right, Ronnie, let's get to our Mantasy draft picks.
All right.
Let me get my phone up here real quick.
Yeah, I got like 15 smells going in my head right now, so I don't think I'm not gonna have to refer to any notes.
Okay, all right. So now we are going to do our Mantasy draft picks, but before we do, rock, paper, scissors. Yeah, let's warm it up a little bit. It's kind of chilly here in California today.
Yeah, because otherwise I would go to do this and it would just be stuck.
Yeah,
like this.
or you'd break that other hand.
Or it could.
shatter.
Yeah, it could just break it
It's
right
that
off.
cold.
Yeah.
I'm doing
Ooh.
knuckles and
Oh,
stuff.
dang.
Okay, let me
That
go
was
backwards.
actual cracking.
Yeah, it was. There's one. Okay.
Dang.
All right, Ronnie.
Okay.
Let me think here. All right, I'm ready.
Okay. Oh, dang. All right. Well.
In round one of our Mantasy draft picks, smells, for my first pick on my team, I'm going to go with Puppy Breath.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you have that one.
All right, so Puppy Breath is my first choice.
Puppy Breath, which
Ronnie?
that's solid. That's a solid pick. I love
a golden retriever puppy,
I love Puppy
cuddling those little furry bear-like things,
Breath. Yep.
smelling the breath of their sharp needle-like teeth.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Now this is one. My first pick, my first round pick, I've not seen in the chat,
Okay.
but as soon as I say it,
Hmm.
you're going to see 25 people say yes for the
Okay.
win.
It's a lot of pressure to put on yourself, but go ahead.
Let me just say you're in a big mall somewhere
Right.
and you're walking in and you go, what's that smell?
Uh-huh.
Cinnabon.
Okay. It crossed my mind.
Cinnabon.
Okay.
And what happens when you smell it? Your feet just instinctively take you there,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
and you're in front of the Cinnabon counter.
Mm-hmm.
Cinnabon for the win.
Okay, so round one.
Jason says yes.
All right. Round one is Lou, and he's got puppy breath.
Puppy breath. Well,
Yeah.
I would say it's not. You don't have puppy breath.
No, I have coffee breath.
Yeah, it's
And
more
there's
coffee.
one right there. Okay, and Ronnie has chosen
Cinnabon.
Cinnabon. All right.
Okay,
Round two.
round two. This was another one that came right to head, and I
Mhm.
saw it in chat. It's bacon.
Damn it.
Yeah, Cinnabon bacon.
All right.
If you could put the two of them together,
Yeah.
you could probably take over the world.
You wouldn't have to put them together, just on the same plate.
It'd be world domination.
Bacon.
Bacon and
Bacon is the
Cinnabon.
best.
Yeah.
All right, so Ronnie has Cinnabon and bacon, and for my next choice, I am going to go with vanilla.
Ooh. Vanilla's nice.
Ooh, now, do I go
You know
another choice
Let me see.
or
Yes.
yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So
You know the problem with vanilla?
what?
It's too vanilla.
Yeah,
It's just too vanilla.
vanilla. It's the new chocolate. No, it isn't.
Vanilla's just too. Yeah.
Okay, so vanilla and puppy breath, and I know what I'm going to go with. I got it. I'm going to go with the smell of springtime and baseball fields with freshly cut grass.
That's a pretty good one. I do like the smell of
The
some,
smell of leather and
yeah.
baseball in the air.
Well, the smell of leather, that's a whole different category.
Yeah, it's a different show, I think. Okay, so Ronnie.
So I have one pick left.
Yes, okay.
Oh, wait, did you get your?
Yeah.
You got all three.
Okay, so I have vanilla,
That's right.
puppy breath, and freshly mowed grass.
Right.
Okay.
My last pick, this goes back to when I was really, really into cars. And when you're driving around a car that has a camshaft that's way, way too big for the street
Mm-hmm.
and it spits raw fuel out the exhaust,
Mm-hmm.
it's the smell of gasoline.
In the morning.
God damn it. I love that smell.
Whoa. Okay.
Love that smell.
All
that
right.
was going to be my first pick, but I was afraid that that's not quite mainstream enough
Yeah.
for some of the people.
Well, at the same
Whew.
time, Jason says Ronnie wins, no need for a third pick. So,
I appreciate that.
yeah.
I think we have to give it to Jason because he got us up and running. this
Sasha
morning,
says
so.
mic drop, Ronnie wins. Oh, come on. Puppy breath. Sasha, I thought you were a dog person. What the heck? The smell. Oh, yesterday, Ronnie, I went up to Loomis, which is just on the outskirts of Roseville
Right.
community. And I went to the cigar shop. And when I was driving home, it was about 6 o'clock. And I drove by Cattleman's Restaurant.
Oh, that's a pretty good smell,
It's
too.
a steakhouse. Yeah,
I'll
so
tell you this. So this crossed my mind as a smell because I have a Weber smoker out in my backyard. And I occasionally smoke all sorts of meats, but my favorite is salmon. When you smoke salmon, people come up and knock on your door and go, "What are you making? What are you cooking?"
it's hard to keep salmon lit when you're smoking it.
You got to dry it a little bit, yeah.
It doesn't work. I tried
But
it.
oh my God! And really, any smoked meat smells amazing
Uh-huh.
coming out of there. My next door neighbor over here, Teresa, she peeked over the fence one time when she heard me out in the backyard. She goes, "What are you making?" Yeah, I'm smoking a pork butt at that particular time.
Pork butt, really?
Pork butt. Yeah, for pulled pork sandwiches.
Oh, I don't like them.
Oh God,
Sorry.
it's amazing. My father-in-law, who does not hand out compliments easily, said it was the best thing he'd ever eaten. Thank you.
Sasha says bacon beats dog. Thanks. Thanks. Appreciate it.
We don't
Sash.
beat our dogs with anything.
No,
So
no.
not even a newspaper.
Uh-uh. All
'Cause
right.
Typically, newspaper would beat dog.
So there you have our Mantasy draft picks for this week and smells. I thought for sure you were going to go fart.
That's my favorite smell.
I know.
Well, my fart is. Your
Right.
fart, not so much.
No.
But I do like the smell of my own brand.
Yeah. Well,
So
you're not, and you're pretty proud of it too. And
I
you like to demonstrate
like
it a
to
lot.
get it. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
wafting out there.
wafting is what it is.
I used to do this thing to my kids when they were small, when I would have a little bit of gas, and I would like scoop it and bring it to their
Oh,
face
Ron.
and call it the shovel of doom. Shovel of doom. Yeah, the shovel of doom.
So you don't like pulled pork? Are you even human? You don't know,
Who said that?
Sasha.
I love that person.
You don't know.
Sasha, you get it.
Uh,
I think you totally get me, is what it is.
how in the F do you not like pulled pork?
What's not like to like about pulled pork? Oh,
Uh, my wife, I think we talked about this once before, so I'll make
cup
it
of
really brief.
cheese.
My wife has
Cup of cheese. I think he's referring to the shovel of doom.
Legend of Doom.
Cup of cheese. Cup of
Um,
cheese. Yeah.
my wife has this slow cooker, and whenever she cooks something in that, it always tastes the same. It doesn't matter whether it's pork butt or ribs, or country ribs, or you know, any. It always tastes the same to me, and I hate that stringy, crappy
Oh
taste. I'm
man.
sorry.
I
You
you know
have
what?
no idea how picky an eater I am. You have no idea.
I will smoke a pork butt.
Smoke a poke butt?
It's kind of tough to say after I've been drinking. But I will do that, and I'll bring some out here for you one day. It's a 10.5 hour process, by the way. So it's not something I take lightly. It's an all day thing. But I will do some and bring some out here. And it's very possible that you will be in agreement with my father-in-law that it's the best thing you've ever eaten. So I'm going to throw that out there and say that you're going to like it.
All right. I just noticed something here I got to fix.
A grandpa's fart. Oh, that'll clear a room.
Oh, for sure. Been a long time since I've had a grandfather, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank goodness, I guess. Jason Dent, howdy, Snowflake. Right back at you, soldier boy. Food of love.
Oh, wait a minute. We might need to boot somebody out of here.
Why?
Remedy this says boo Niners.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
skating thin ice, bro.
Ooh. Remedy this. Wow, that's the first time I've seen that
I've
person.
not seen that person in here before.
Remedy, where are you from?
I don't-
What part of the country?
Yeah.
Um,
Might be from the East Bay.
yeah, maybe.
You might be a Raiders fan.
hmm Paul, good morning to you, buddy. Thank you for tuning in. I'm not seeing any comments from Napa Randy or from Matt McGrew this morning. I'm hoping that we're able to get it.
They may have gotten lost
In
in the first
delay.
21 minutes. Yeah.
That's entirely possible. All right. Okay, so coming up on our show, I think it will be on Thursday. We'll be talking about the top, maybe 20 album covers of all time.
Yeah.
Pink Floyd,
The White Album, not so much, maybe.
the Beatles' White Album.
Yeah. It's
You know, when that album came out, I was a young Catholic schoolboy,
yeah.
and I was told that the Beatles were doing drugs, hallucinogenic drugs, and they weren't the same mop-headed boys from England that they started out as. And Revolution number 9,
Oh yeah.
oh, that song, I thought it was a devil song.
Yeah.
And so
Well,
it
how
was
about like Helter Skelter?
another one
Woo!
for sure. And so that album was really, I don't know, it scared me to the point where I didn't want to listen to the music until later in life when I realized how incredibly innovative that record was, or that album was, I should say. Um,
But there are some unbelievable classics like Dark Side of the Moon.
yep,
That's a great album cover.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm a gigantic Beatles fan, and I think Sgt. Pepper's is very cool with all the different faces, front and back.
hmm
It's
How about Frampton Comes Alive?
oh yeah, yeah,
Didn't that fold out or something into a
Oh,
large, because it was a 2 album set.
yeah.
I think it
It
folded
might
out.
have,
Mhm.
might have. but he's playing basically my guitar
Yeah.
on. He's playing a black Les Paul
Yep.
three gold pickup
Right.
guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Why the Rolling Stones? Remember their cover was banned. Is that the one with the zipper, sticky fingers?
Oh, yeah, might have been.
I think that is.
Might have
Yeah.
been.
Sakar says Metallica's Black Album.
Hotel California, another classic.
Yeah, that picture on the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. What's best album cover is really a hard one. Yeah, Evelyn, it is. I'm trying to think of some other good ones. Oh, the Miss You Rolling Stones cover.
Rolling Stones have a
All
lot
those
of
pictures.
yeah, they have a lot of really a lot of their albums had they put a lot of thought into their covers. I
Yeah,
think.
it appears to me that they did. So that'll be our show on Thursday. Physical Graffiti.
Oh God, forgot about some Led Zeppelin ones there.
Yeah, yeah. There's some good ones with that Led Zeppelin on the cover.
Houses of the Holy is a kind of a cool cover.
Mm-hmm. Black Sabbath Volume 4 scared the hell out of me. Okay.
Okay, now I'm thinking, what's the Metallica album? It's almost completely black, but I think there's like something embossed in it. You're probably not a big Metallica fan.
Mm-mm.
It's the one with the Enter Sandman. I don't know what the name of that album is.
Okay, so that'll be Thursday. Now on Tuesday's show, we're talking about bad wedding etiquette. Ronnie just went through a humongous wedding for his daughter.
Yeah.
And some of the things that are really gauche.
Whoa, Larry Gauche?
No, not Larry. He's the guy we bought our musical instruments from.
Yeah.
Um,
And probably the greatest band in this area.
Yeah.
From the Rutabaga Boogie Band.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yep.
So wedding fox pose.
Or faux pas.
Oh,
if
that's
you
what it
will.
is. Faux
Yeah.
pose. Yeah.
Yeah, faux pas.
Faux pas. It was some girls. They had Monroe on it. Yeah. That was the Rolling Stones.
Oh.
Just
Any cover with Monroe on it is okay with me.
Well, since somebody brought up 49ers, that leads me to this next topic, which is the baseball playoffs.
Oh, yeah, the A's,
Yeah.
one and done.
You know, my buddy Pat and I were talking about that. How do you feel about that wild card game being a one and done? He says it should be 3 out of 5
You know what?
or 2 out of 3.
I think you should be happy that you made it that far.
Mhm.
And it adds too much depth to the playoffs to have another, series.
Yeah, it pushes it way back
Pushes
into
everything
October.
back.
Mhm.
I really do think that it's the way they've done it right now. I like it because you can have the A's were not great in the beginning of the year, but nobody played better since about the middle of June.
Granted.
They had the best record in baseball since about the middle of June. So I like the format because it does give them a chance to get in there, and they just they gave up home runs, and it wasn't their best game for
No.
sure.
But, and Pat feels like it should be 2 out of 3, and I agree with you, Ronnie. If you don't bring... Now, there is some complication that arises, which is it can really throw your pitching staff off
Right.
if you have to run your best pitcher out there for a wild card game, which
Right.
you want to play, your best players in that game because it's one and done.
Yeah.
So that can be a problem. But I agree. I believe that you need to bring your A game, and you better have that team better show up,
Yep.
or you're going home. It's just that simple. And the A's have proven that they are unable to win that big game.
Man.
What was it, 9 of them that they've lost?
Yeah.
9 in a row or 8
Yeah.
in a row?
I mean, and like we were talking, since June, they did it with a little bit of pitching. Their pitching was never amazing, but really timely hitting and base running just kind of got them over the hump.
Mhm.
And man, there were a couple times with a couple of walk-offs, home
Yeah.
runs and hits.
Yeah, I think they led the league.
And so that really was what they were about, and they just couldn't put it together against the Tampa Bay. And so,
Well, Houston looks dominant. Their pitching staff is pretty much what I thought it would be.
yeah.
Verlander, and then a guy that they pitched last night, I can't remember his name. He even threw a better game. He threw 15 strikeouts.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Oh,
So Houston looks really tough.
yeah.
The Yankees are my team, are just stomping on Minnesota. They won the first two games, and now they go back to Minnesota. I hope Minnesota can maybe pull off one win at home, but honestly, if the Yankees win on Monday,
That's it.
and they're back to resting their
Yeah.
pitchers.
Yeah. Oh, bless you.
Live, we are live, and that happens. Jackson Browne had an album cover modeled after a burlap sack. Yeah, I think I remember that one. It was.
You know what? I used to love Jackson Browne.
Me too.
I've just kind of gotten back into him. I went out and bought a double CD,
Mm-hmm.
kind of a greatest hits thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I almost exclusively listen to my iPod in my truck or in my Corvette even. But I do have Jackson Browne CD in the truck right now, and I love it. It's so
What is that name of that song? The Payment for What I Owe, or Dues on What I Owe. Sorry.
I don't know. I'm all about redneck friends.
Yeah.
I love. Um, she must be somebody's
She's got to be somebody's
baby. Yeah, got to be somebody's baby.
She's so fine.
Yep, love that. And that's from like Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah.
I think that's a song from there.
That was a crazy movie. I loved it.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Evelyn
Classic.
says, pretty sure the Yanks will win it this year. Go Yankees.
You know what? I mean, you can have a bad series. For
I know.
sure.
I know.
If the best teams have done it, they've choked in the series.
I think they have the manager of the year this year. And I think they have the batteries that they need. And I don't mean double A. The pitching and catching, they've got several catchers that are really good. And what they aren't good at in defense, they make up for in offense. And I think they're really strong. It would be a shame they'd come this far in the season. But you know what? Those Dodgers look tough too. And then if you wanted to briefly talk about football, we could do that as well. Lou, I'm from Pennsylvania in case you missed it.
Oh,
okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Remedy this.
yeah.
We're glad to have you here. It's nice to meet you.
So he's another damn Steelers fan.
Yeah,
probably.
more than likely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We gotta start blocking people out of here.
Ronnie, I want to tell you that my hat is off to the San Francisco 49ers so far this year. But I swear to God, if you start even mentioning the word dynasty,
Oh,
I am going to stomp on you.
No, we're nowhere near that. We play the Browns tomorrow.
Browns are looking tough. Their quarterback is pretty strong this year.
Yeah, we should be able to beat them. I think our
They
offense.
go 4-0, Ronnie.
Yeah, I think our offense is a touch better than their defense, but our defense is not where I thought it would be. We added some really key pieces. It's not there yet, but I think, and they've lost a couple people. So
I
might
have no horse in this game. A horse in the game, in the race. I have no horse in the race.
no dog in the fight.
My teams are the Giants and the Jets, and their season's really over already.
Yeah, they're kind of bad. I'll tell you though that I just picked up. I play fantasy football. I play in a serious money league, fantasy football. It's expensive, and I just picked up the Giants' new quarterback. I think his last name is Jones.
Yeah.
The kid is really good, really good.
Well, he had to be to replace Eli. Eli was just not doing it.
Eli, you know what? And honestly, he's never been Peyton. He never will be Peyton. I mean, it's possible.
He won 2 Super Bowls.
And it's possible he won't be in the Hall of Fame.
Evelyn, you're right.
Because if I'm not mistaken, he has a losing record overall with the Giants.
Yeah, he does.
But
see, people don't remember that.
No, they
People
do.
remember how many Super Bowls you won.
Right.
And that's really what it's all about. So,
Well, and he had very little to do with the Super Bowl wins. It was all their game planning. And when they beat the Patriots, like, how's that possible?
right.
They did things to the Patriots that nobody had done to them ever.
Yeah.
And so that was nothing that Eli did. Eli, for the most part, and he got no help. He was always running for his life. His O-line was always terrible. I felt bad for him.
Yeah.
But
He took some hits.
Yeah, he took some big hits. But he was never Peyton Manning. He never will be Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was, man, I'm a gigantic Joe Montana fan, Steve Young fan, but Peyton Manning was just in a different category.
Hmm. Okay, so we got about 10 minutes left in our broadcast here, Ronnie. So I want to give you in the live chat an opportunity to check in, whatever you got to say. There's something I wanted to wind up with here this morning, and that is that I have this question, and I know Ronnie does too, and we're not really sure on what the law is on IP, intellectual property. I had this discussion yesterday at the cigar shop. How is it that we cannot play a song, let's say, from Jimmy Buffett,
Right.
okay? A Pirate Looks at 40.
Okay.
Why is it that we can't play that on our show on YouTube, but at the same time and in the next breath say that we see people that are playing the song even like on a record player? Have you seen those videos where they
Not seen it from a record player, but I've seen somebody hit a button and the song starts.
yeah,
It's a copyrighted song.
how can they do that and we can't do that?
We got shut down. We did a live show at Autorama.
Right. But
They-
that was on Facebook.
That was on Facebook. I'll give you that. But they played the national anthem,
Right. A recorded version.
a recorded version of the national anthem, and our Facebook got pulled.
Right. And it was beautiful too. It
That
was all
Facebook
done in
Live got
respect.
pulled. Yeah.
Oh man, I don't understand this, people. Why is it that you see on YouTube? Because I play a lot of my music. That's my platform for playing music, like during cocktail hour. I don't understand how people can put up a video with lyrics and get a million views. How is that legal?
Yeah.
And the guy at the cigar shop, I think his name is Larry, told me that as long as you're not monopolizing on it, making money by doing it, you can play that, especially if you're talking about it and the interworkings of how that song came to be or who wrote it, who you have to be giving information about that show. I don't understand.
Yeah.
How is it that some people,
Where do they draw the line exactly?
yeah,
It's very strange.
and I don't want to get any of them copyright infringement strikes against our channel.
Right. And I watch a lot of videos, and it's great now. If you want to learn a song on guitar,
Yeah,
somebody has
Right.
broken it down.
Mhm.
But they're playing the song, and then they play along with it, and they're showing you the tricky parts of the song, but they're playing the damn song.
right.
So, I don't know.
Can anybody explain that?
Yeah.
What the law is on that,
We have
Jason?
any
do you know?
lawyers out there?
Yeah,
Yeah, we need to befriend a lawyer.
I'm not sure I fully understand.
Yeah, Sasha says, who TF pulls the national anthem? Facebook, thank you very much.
Yeah,
And it was a really nice version of the national anthem.
we had a shot of
The
the
flag was waving.
people covering their heart
God, it was
and
a-
singing
It
along.
was a great.
It was a beautiful morning.
Yes,
Wow,
that would have been an amazing show.
it really would have been.
Dang it.
I was doing a live broadcast on the radio show out there, and so we were at the very front gate. The Sacramento Autorama is one of the longest standing car shows, running car shows in history, and we're fortunate to have it here at our Cal Expo,
Yep.
where our state fair is. They post a disclaimer down below, I think. Because here's why I bring this subject up. If we're going to do album covers, as I mentioned earlier, we can show you a picture of the album cover.
Right.
But for instance, if we
Or
want,
can we? Isn't that? Well, I guess it's not. Well, it is. It's intellectual property. Whoever the photographer is, or whoever the artist was that made the album cover. I mean, we do show pictures all the time, and we've never had a video pulled for that.
well,
but it technically
I use
is
public
interlec-
domain photos.
Oh, okay. All right. All right.
Yeah, most of the time.
All right.
So I don't know about that.
Well,
We'll have to look into it. Can
and
we
in this
actually show them?
case, the photo is part of an article, so it's
Mhm.
already been cleared
Hmm.
to be used.
Right.
unless they paid to have that photo in their article.
which I don't think many.
I don't think anybody typically does because there's enough stock shots out there, stock photos of almost anything you can imagine.
There's an
So
interesting thing going on here on our chat. We're talking about kneeling for the national anthem.
yeah,
Um, I'll tell you how much reverence I have, and I know Ronnie, I'm sure feels the same way, but I won't try to speak for him. I will tell you this: that on Friday at work, I was listening to one of the playoff games on my phone at my desk, and before the game came on, the pregame show, they played the national anthem, and this was on the radio. I was at my desk. I stood up, and one of the young girls that works where I work, she saw what I did, and so she stood up and she put her
nice.
on there, or her hand there over her heart. That song means so much to me, and it means so much to the sacrifice of so many Americans that have gone before us and paid the ultimate price.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know how you could ever kneel. It's so disrespectful. And um, Evelyn says at Sasha, kneeling during the national anthem gets you an endorsement deal and a shoe contract. That's my point.
For one person at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should not ever reward bad behavior.
Yeah.
And I'll give you an example: Antonio Brown. How about that, New England Patriots?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I know he didn't hurt you,
Mhm.
but honestly, he wasn't even with you a day.
Yeah.
I am
Well,
watching.
he did play one game for him. Caught a touchdown pass even.
Yeah.
So I worked a high school football game yesterday,
Mhm.
and I was working with two other deputies, and uh, all of a sudden I hear the drum roll, and I know the national anthem is about to play, and I kind of went like this, and then stood there, faced the flag. I couldn't see the flag, but I know where the flag is.
Mhm.
It's on the scoreboard at the stadium. Faced the flag, put my hand over my heart, and just waited for the national anthem to end. And then as I did that, then they caught on like, oh yeah, and figured it out. But it is funny how my I guess my biggest, and I also work a lot of basketball games at this same school, and it's a private school in Sacramento, and it's very well known. Um, and the people there, it costs a lot of money to send your kid there. So for the most part, their fans are well-to-do, and they're very good about it. But I see at basketball games, people in the opposing players' stands that sit there with their, and I don't really have any problem if you want to, if you have bad legs or you don't want to stand in the basketball stands because they can be a little treacherous, but at least take your cap off.
Oh, geez, that's a given.
At least take your cap off, please,
You know what?
and put the phone down.
Mm-hmm.
Those are two of the. I don't know. Like I said, we fly our flag here. My dad was in the army. He was in the service, and so maybe I'm ultra sensitive about it, but I don't think so. I think I just liking the United States.
Yeah.
You know,
I have a grandson who's about 3.5, and when we have a holiday like Labor Day or whatever, President's Day, whatever it might be, we make a big deal out of he and Grandpa putting up the flag out front.
nice.
And he knows, even at 3.5, that you only do that on special days.
Right.
And I feel like I've already done my job, passing it on to another generation.
Something else that's nice. Just this last week, Channel 31 and 13, they play the national anthem at 4:45 in the morning.
Oh, wow. Hmm. There's so many beautiful versions
Which
of that
used to
song.
be back in the day. Well, back in the day, every channel signed off like at
Right,
midnight or
right.
something or
Yeah,
1
2
a.m.
a.m.
And then when they signed on in the morning at whatever time they did, they played the national anthem. And there was one station here, I don't know which one it was. It may have been ABC or whoever, but they showed that song with the jet flying to close their channel down, and they read a poem. I can't think of the name of the poem either. Maybe somebody on here knows it, but it's a really touching poem, and I think maybe it was a little bit. It mentions God, and it might have been a tad bit religious
Yeah.
for some people,
Right.
but I thought it was a great way. High flight, something like that.
I know the one you're talking about. It didn't it just roll on the screen, the poem,
Yes.
the words?
I can't remember if I think maybe they did, but it was really, it was an amazing way to sign a channel off at the end of the day was with that poem. Very fitting.
So, a few things here before we get out in the chat room. Why Must I Go says, super chats, donations, your own merch, etc. is fine and expected on good channels. But them cashing in strictly off the Fen name is bad. To make matters worse, lying. Friends said they use shill bids.
Oh, wow.
That's quite an
Which is
accusation
super
there.
freaking illegal.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wow. Okay. Well, we're not endorsing one way or the
I
other.
hope they're not doing that, really.
Yeah.
That would be bad.
Awful.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's time for us to get out of here.
Yeah, might as well.
Yep. We've got a couple of shows we got to record after this. What?
You're gonna have to go to OBS.
I know.
Let's see if we can figure out how to turn it off this week.
Don't think I haven't thought of that already. Okay.
Because last week we were on for probably a full minute, and we thought we were off, and I grabbed my crotch and all sorts of stuff. It was pretty insane.
Yeah, you never know what we're going to say in that period. So, all right, let's just say this really quickly before we get out of here. We'd love to have you visit our website. It's menaresosmart.com. Spend a few minutes there, look at some pictures, some videos, the Fen page, some great photos there, our blogs, etc. Also, we're on Facebook at Men Are So Smart. Our email addresses are Lou, that's Lou, at menaresosmart.com. Your email, Ronnie?
I'm sorry. Ronnie at menaresosmart.com.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay.
I was looking at some of the final comments.
Okay, share some because I got to figure out how to stop this thing.
Oh, well, Sasha was just saying an excellent show today. I agree, by the
Thank
way.
you very much. We
Yeah.
appreciate that, Sasha. We covered a lot of topics. Hope it wasn't too much.
Yeah.
God dang it, Ronnie. I don't know how to stop this except for maybe here.
I think you just go to OBS and hit that stop streaming or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
OBS. There
Yeah.
we go. All
There
right.
we go.
Okay, so we're going to try this. Here we go.
Here goes nothing.
We're going to, the live chat stays up for a while longer. So if you'd like to chat with us some more, we'll stay there while we're preparing to record our next couple of shows. So here we go, Ron.
Here goes nothing. It's
I'm
a coin flip at this point.
I'm Lou Gallagher.
I'm Corvette Ronnie.
This is normally where the music comes in, but it's not. So
We think we're signing out.
we'll see you on the next Men Are So Smart. Bye-bye.
Bye.